Goodness, look at Sophie Wessex's face. There's a little smirk there, isn't there, as well? On the nostril there is lifted on the left hand side of her body, and her lip. That kind of expression, if we've got a body language expert, would say disdain, okay, disdain or distaste. Now look at Meghan's face there too. She feels this. She feels this disdain here from Sophie Wessex. Now, what is Sophie thinking? Are these two best of buddies? What's your kind of feeling on this, and why were these two people here? I just get here, I'll go, you know, I get from Sophie Wessex, oh my God, just stay away from me. I don't want you near me. And she's kind of showing her expression there to the public, to the rest of the world. I don't like her. I don't want her near me. I don't, you know, I didn't choose this. So it's kind of, I feel that expression is saying, look, everyone out there, I didn't choose, I didn't want her to, I didn't want to stand next to her. I was told to stand next to her. As like the lesser, this year it's like the husbands and wives of the royals, isn't it, in a box, in a balcony. Last year it was somebody, quite a distant cousin that she was, which was like, you know, I'm not a distant cousin, and Harry is saying, my wife is not a distant cousin, she is the wife of a member of the royal family. So I want her standing next to a member, you know, other members of the royal family, the other wives and husbands of the royal family, of the lesser royal family. I don't want her standing next to some kind of distant cousin. Whoever it was, I should know that, I know, but I don't, you know, I don't need to look into that. I'm looking into this. Let's have a look at Sophie Wessex. What's happening with Sophie Wessex here on this Remembrance Day today, the 10th of November, okay. What did she feel? How did she feel about standing next to Meghan? And because the energies that I picked up, that she was not happy at all, and she was letting the whole world know with that kind of you know, that disdained look on her face. So yeah, I get the devil card. I get the devil card. So Sophie Wessex here actually feels that Meghan is the devil, okay. I think that's answered that question right out there. And I get that Sophie Wessex is very much a lady, okay, a lady, and she didn't like, you know, got the lady next to the devil. You know, the lady next to the devil. I get this. The Two of Pentacles is in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse is that Sophie Wessex is fearing, because they're always kind of fearing losing the goodwill of the public. And I feel that by standing next to Meghan, one of the most disliked people in the royal family, apart, you know, even beneath Prince Andrew, because I think there's been a poll of that too, that Meghan has crossed the line in terms of the royal family, and she's just not happy standing with her at all, okay. She's gone against protocol. She's been the devil in disguise. She's said things against the royal family. It's something that Sophie Wessex would never do. Would never do this. I feel there was orders from the Queen to say, look, all of the wives and husbands of the lesser royals can stand in that balcony. Okay. And I don't feel that she was happy about that. Sophie Wessex was not happy about that. Because I feel she feels that Meghan is trying to tear down the monarchy. The Tower card. She feels that Meghan is trying to tear down these old structures and traditions that they followed for many, many years, and these beliefs here. So who would want to, especially someone like Sophie Wessex, who's always gone with protocol, you know, and is a very kind of gentle person. She's not kind of yeah, I feel that Meghan was talking to Sophie Wessex, because Sophie Wessex is very much a very soft speaker. And because she's a soft speaker, a bit like myself, does not mean that she's not an intelligent person and she's not a strong person. It's just that she's got a feminine energy. And you know, this is mistaken by people who are bullies and who are narcissistic people. They see that as a weakness, okay? And this is where narcissists just want to kind of, they just can't help themselves. They just want to bully and push around somebody who's quite softly spoken, being brought up to speak properly and to be eloquent. With her being narcissistic, she sizes people up. She reads them instantly. She's like a chameleon. She kind of wraps herself. I don't know what narcissists do, but they tend to size you up very quickly and look to dominate you and devour you. So I feel the conversation, although Sophie Wessex is very gentle and very quietly spoken, she's very steely inside, and you saw that at the wedding. She's very kind of in control, but she's very much an English rose, and English roses, you know, are very gentle on the outside, and they don't show they don't show that side to them. They try to, the inner strength, they try to act very demure and very humble. Then they see that, they see it as a higher, you know, you've evolved into something higher than actually, you know, this lower grade person that just sees weakness in people that have a soft voice, you know. So Sophie Wessex is, yeah, very much an English rose, and she's very eloquent, very softly spoken, speaks very well, you know, very well, she's very kind of, she acts very humble, and the Queen likes that. She loves that about Sophie. But inside she's very uncomfortable. I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to lose the popularity of the public. I've stuck so well with the protocol and the rules. I don't want to be associated with her. That's how she would deal with this, is not to be associated with that person, be aloof and show that aloofness. That's how Sophie Wessex would deal with somebody like Meghan. Not in a, she doesn't need to get a million trolls to attack people to control, because that doesn't work in the end. She would actually size her up, see this gentle voice that she has, see this this controlled demeanour, and she would try to bully that, try to bully it and break it down, because that's what narcissists do. They bully till they break people down, and they think this is the best way to go. So I think straight off the bat, Meghan was talking like she was, you know, much more higher than her, you know, speaking in a tone of authority, in a very kind of opposite to Sophie. Sophie would be very humble, very softly spoken, and you know, and speaking in a tone that would really irritate a narcissist. A narcissist would drive them crazy. You know, how come you're like that? And you know, how come you're like that? Some kind of rose there, and English rose, and yet you have so much power. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get this this idea. You see, and that's what Meghan's not able to give up, is this narcissism, this having to be in control, this having to tell everybody what to do, and you know, putting force, you know, clamping down on somebody. She's acting like the Queen. In all honesty, she's acting like the Queen. You know, if you don't comply, I will put pressure on you, and I will clamp down on you. And also that's she's mirroring as well. It's like a mirroring of the Queen, and she feels the Queen does it this way. Anyway, this didn't go very well, and the way that Sophie and Kate Middleton, the way that they deal with this is to be even more kind of humble, and more and actually going more softly spoken, very softly spoken, because that really grates on. That shows somebody's lack of involvement when they cannot cope with someone who's very softly spoken. Their lack of involvement, it's like their weakness, that they can't cope with somebody with a soft voice. Now, I know people can't help having a soft voice. People can't help being gentle, and if you can't understand that, then you're not evolved. And that's the way Kate, and that's the way Sophie is, that if they've got somebody like that, they will act, if they know that they're irritated by their you know, them being demure, then they will do it even more. They will do it even more. They will be even more softly spoken. Yes, well, it's nice that you're standing next to me, kind of tone, which really, you know, narcissists hate that. They hate it, because they just want to, that, you know, that they're like the predators. They want to engulf a weaker person, and I think this is how she's dealt with it. She's been very kind of, yes, I don't mind if you stand next to me on the balcony. And yes, when she looks at the public and the cameras, it's like she's got this kind of disdain on her face, letting the whole public, the whole world know, I don't want to stand like that. The royal way is not to say anything and stay quiet, and that's Sophie's way, and she's really piled that on thick. It's like, you know, not even saying one word to Meghan. Please put your comments in the comment section below, and just remember that, not, you know, the English way, like the royal way, is very kind of soft and softly spoken, like Kate Middleton, and that's how they confuse people, because they're not weak, but they sound very kind of demure and gentle. Okay. And thank you, and bye for now. Bye bye.